Hey guys, so today I wanted to do a tutorial with some healthier makeup that I have obtained. So my mom introduced me to this app called Yuka, or Yuka, Y-U-K-A. This is not sponsored or anything. And that app allows you to scan food and like beauty and skincare items, and it tells you whether or not it contains harmful ingredients. So like it tells me like my sourdough pretzels are totally fine because they don't contain anything harmful. Not that they're like particularly nutritious or healthy. You know what I mean? Whereas like things that contain like red 40 or other like carcinogenic or endocrine disrupting things, it warns you about. So anyways, apparently everything that we're eating as far as processed foods is terrible for us, and all of the makeup and skincare that we use is also terrible for us. So there is an important distinction to make real quick before I get into the things that I found. There are like duplicates of the same item. For example, there is like a foundation that's like maybe Covergirl, and it's available here in the US, but the version that's available in the UK is different. So that's one of the distinctions that it's important to try to make. So even if I look up something, there might be a version that shows that it's good and then another version that's bad, even though it looks exactly the same. And that's the problem, is that it could be from a different place. So you have to actually scan the UPC on the item to get the truth on which version it is. So anyways, that's fun. So today we're going to start off. So I don't wear primer. I just never really have. I would love if we can find a green one that kind of eliminates redness. That's one of the things I struggle with, whether it's like breakouts or dry skin. I definitely have like a redness to my skin that I don't love. So yeah, I haven't found anything that I really like for that. But foundation-wise, this is not as great as some of the other brands that I've used in the past, but it is a really healthy one, and it does a pretty good job. Midday, I do get oily on my nose, and it does separate a little bit, so even though I do a setting powder, so I usually midday, after wearing it for like 5 or 6 hours, I like to just take a foundation brush that just has like leftover makeup on it, and then just kind of like brush it around, and I feel like that kind of eliminates that. That's really the only issue that I have. So anyway, so I'll list all these below. Of course, this is Neutrogena Sensitive Skin Serum Foundation. So I am in light medium 03. I think this is a good one for me in the summer, but I do feel like it's a bit dark for me right now. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm using my Morphe M439, so just a big buffing brush. All right, and this is just my everyday makeup that I wear, so nothing too crazy or exciting going on here, but these products are better for us. Oh, and sunscreens, oh my gosh. So if you decide to scan any beauty products, wow. And sunscreen, like all that stuff is bad for us. Like, and I'm not trying to use just this app as the only like way to measure how good something is. Like there's obviously others, but this kind of seemed like a good, well-rounded thing to use. Anyways, okay, so. Oh, so since I got my roots done, I also bleached my eyebrows. I have a video on that too. Yeah, so I had to get a different brow product too. Okay, so concealer, same thing. I picked colors that are really good for me in like the summer months because these are just a little bit darker on me. This is like a perfect match for my skin, but it's the Covergirl Clean Invisible Concealer in 103. So I don't always use concealer. I usually just do it in spots where I could use some extra coverage. So again, I have like redness on my nose. I have a breakout. And then my under eye area is not terrible, but it's not great. So concealers, hard to find a good one. Foundations, sunscreens, hard to find good ones. Powders. as far as like setting powders, actually not so hard to find. But I will say the one that I've been using lately is a bit pricey. So I was trying to get as many like, you know, drugstore affordable products as I could because that's normally how I work. I've been using the Bye Bye Pores It Cosmetics Pressed Powder in Translucent. Just a, this is a blush brush, Real Techniques. I've never figured out how to properly clean like the handles of these. Like even though I clean the whole thing with like soap and water, just that part seems to be like kind of sticky. Anyway, so I mostly just set my T-zone. That's where I tend to get a little oily, which is also where concealer is. Okay, so brows. So this is kind of a cool one. So again, I bleach my eyebrows, at least until my roots come in, which is a whole different story. So I started using, and I like this, but I don't like the applicator. So I've been using a angled brush. But this is the NYX Zero to Brow Gel in, it says Shake Well. Ha! Never shaken this in my life. Sorry. Taupe. And it comes with like a spoon on one end, and then this applicator, like it's almost like a little doe foot applicator that is not working for me for brows. So I just get the product off with the angled brush. I can get it either off of like randomly on here or there, and then I go in and just kind of shade in. And I feel like this does a really good job of giving me like defined brows, and it blends with the blonde hair. But again, it's not, I don't know, I think it does a pretty good job, and it lasts the day. I actually did pretty well on blush and bronzer. I feel like you should be very impressed with that. So bronzer, actually the Sephora bronzer, this is in 01 Golden Gateway. So this is, you know, pretty decent. I do wish it was a little bit lighter, but it is 01. And it's matte. So I'm using like a ColourPop blush brush. So I do kind of a bronzer sort of look. Yeah, but actually it looks really nice. And then I always do here. Like I'm trying to eliminate my older looking chest and chin area now that I'm in my 40s. Sorry. Internal monologue becoming outer monologue there. Okay, so CoverGirl Trublend So Flushed blush. This is like a great, just like regular light pink. I actually think it's super cute. Yeah. Okay, so I feel like it gets more complex as we go. So eyeliners and lip liners. I do lip liners. So hard to find a good one. They're all apparently absolutely terrible for us, and same with eyeshadow. So I have a couple of options. Here's my, so I ended up trying the Sephora Color Shifter Strange Botanicals palette. But also a lot of people now like doing different kinds of eyeshadow isn't really in. So you could also use the bronzer as an eyeshadow. But we can go into this one. I'll do this. So I've just been using the upper left, that like bronze tan color. I just use on my lid and then just blend up. And again, this is just my everyday look, so I'm not going, you know, super heavy. That's pretty much it. And I will do the lower lash line as well, just to give me like a little more depth. It kind of makes my eye space seem a little bit bigger, if you know what I mean. If you are a big fan of eyeshadow, there are obviously safe ones out there, but they are kind of pricey from what I could see. And even there were certain brands that I thought like, oh, everything Mineral Fusion is good, or everything Crunchy is good, or everything, and that turned out to not be true. So obviously if you feel like an unlimited budget, you have a better choice, like variety to choose from, but it's still a little tricky regardless. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to use that same color, and I'm just putting some on my finger, and then I put this onto my lower lash line. and blend it out. Because I don't do lower lash eyeliner anymore, because it's just like really harsh. I mean, some people pull it off and it looks amazing, and I'm not hating. And when you want a smoky eye, I mean, you know, I say smoke it out, but just for every day. Okay, and then eyeliners. I managed to find, the one that I've been liking is the Burt's Bees, and this is warm brown, and then I do believe that I have a black. Also, because I'm an eyeliner person, this is a Pacifica, so this is a liquid, black liquid eyeliner. So anyways, so you have black, brown, and black liquid. I like eyeliners and such. So I think I'm gonna go with the brown. I'm just gonna do a thin line on my upper lash line, just to thicken up the lash line, make me look like I have a little bit more happening there. So eyelash curler, and then another drugstore, Green Edition Maybelline Mega Mousse Mascara. So I had a tough time with mascaras too, because there are some amazing ones out there, but apparently they contain something that they shouldn't. That's not really good for us. So that's just great. Says women who've been wearing makeup for years and years and putting this all over our faces and learning that it has stuff in it that's not good. Great. Just delightful. Not freaking out at all. I'm not upset at the beauty industry or the government or the FDA or anybody for approving a whole bunch of stuff for us to put in our skin, on our skin, in our mouths, in our bodies, to children, and it's apparently all terrible for us. Great. I'm not holding a grudge. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Dude, that's my favorite thing to do, is to join new conspiracy theory Facebook groups. My favorite recently, well, not recently, the past couple years, one of my favorites was The Birds Aren't Real. That has a lot of very loyal followers. Doomsday Preppers, they are on it. You should have been there during COVID. Oh my gosh, that was the place to be, let me tell you. Okay, I'm going to do a second coat of this, but I'm going to wait a sec. Okay, so lips. Another fun one. So I said that I like lip liner, and I do, but I could not find one. Like, I would find one that was like approved and supposed to be decent, and then I would buy it, and then when I would scan it, it would be poor or bad on the app, because supposedly it did contain something. So it must have been the like European version that didn't contain something harmful, and I obviously did not purchase that. So what I did find, so believe it or not, the Hard Candy Glosstopia Lip Slide Creamy Lip Oil is apparently fine. Who'd have known? So this one's really just like a gloss. Like, it's just, it doesn't have much pigment to it, but my lips are kind of like, I want them to have a little color. So I do miss my lip liners. I'm still on the hunt for a decent one, so let me know if you find one in the US that's decent. But this gloss is pretty cool. So this is in, sorry, I should give you the thing. Sugar Spin. Sugar Spin. Dude, I just had like a vision of myself, and I feel like I either have soccer mom hair or like newscaster hair. Did I miss my calling? I could totally do that too. Have someone else do my hair and makeup for me, well, most of the time, and pick out beautiful outfits for me. That sounds awesome. Okay, anyways. Okay, so here is the finished look. I'll take a pic with the phone in like this lighting, which is pretty realistic. Is that the right word? Anyways, so I really like this, and all of these products are rated either good or excellent with the Yuka app, and I'll leave like a link or whatever for that below. Again, this is not sponsored by anybody. This is just me trying to, realizing that I put makeup all over my face. I also switched my body wash, my hairspray, shampoos, and of course everything for the girls too, because I had no idea that everything was potentially harmful for us. And now that I know, I want to try to make better choices. But again, it's not like a financially feasible thing to do. So if you're in this position and you're interested in doing this, my advice for like the average person is kind of what I did, which is just as I finish, I mean, unless you can financially and you want to do it, go for it, throw everything out and start over. But I was just, as I finished products, just like when I finished my mascara, tossed it and then grabbed one that was healthier the next time. When my shampoo ran out, grab one that was healthier the next time. So if you want another video with some of the other beauty products that I found, as far as like shampoo, body wash, hairspray, stuff like that, deodorant, I can definitely do that. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. But you should totally download the app. Also, there's a free version, but I don't know if you can look up everything and scan everything with the free version. So I ended up paying $15, and it's $15 for the whole year, and it's unlimited. And they have almost everything, not everything. There are some things you'll search that just don't exist in the database yet, and I believe that you can input them as well. I have not done that yet. But most things, like I walked around Ulta and I walked around Sephora and I was in like the grocery store and I was scanning all kinds of like beauty stuff. Even hair dye, oh gosh. I think me bleaching my hair is probably not healthy either, so we pick and choose, peeps. We pick and choose. Anyways, I hope you found this informative and interesting. If you want to chat below, that would be great. If you're interested in any of these products, I'll have them linked below. And that is it. I hope you're doing well. Thank you.